Hi guys, this is the binary options trading again. And in this video, I just prepared some cool strategy, but I honestly want to ask you for some feedback that you are given, because sometimes I'm choosing strategies out of my mind, out of my experience, but maybe you have some requests. I don't know, maybe you have some themes, some topics, some strategies, some problems, indicators, any of that. Just give me the comments. It's here on YouTube, but it's more convenient for me because then it's all in one place in Telegram. So just text me and I want to give you more informative videos and more videos on you based on your requests. So let's proceed to this trading and see how it's going to be for us for today. So let's start. Today we're going to trade with the 1 minute interval, and we are choosing here the 15 seconds for the candles. And today's strategy is going to be a little bit complicated because it's going to be heavy, tons of indicators, and sometimes even me getting, into complicated explanations also. The first one is gonna be my favorite, my loving one. It's gonna be MACD, and the second one is gonna be CCI. And also we gotta add here, so wait, I'm checking. Yep, it is the Keltner channel, and I'm changing the periods, and I'm changing color, thickness, everything is, yep. It's gotta look like that. And here we are gonna add actually one more. It seems a little bit predefined with all these three indicators, but we gonna add the ADX. I never, or maybe once or twice, used that before. I don't choose it as my favorite or main indicator, but I want to show it how all together can work for us in these strategies and in this trade. So what we are actually having here, the main indicator here is going to be MACD, and the CCI and the Keltner are just helping us to understand what the MACD is telling for us. And the rest we gotta know and we gotta understand when we start to trade. So let's start with the first bet. I made already choices about the all currency pairs with the biggest payout, you know that, and today we just having almost all of them more than 80%. So I made my first bet, and this is for a downward movement, and just take a minute, take a second to see why I actually made that. And you are just looking at the MACD, and you may see that the green line above the orange line. CCI, check it, and Keltner are just helping to see that it is all combined. And with the ADX, you need to know that when the lines are crossing each other, we are predicting the changes of the trend. And when the lines are going far from each other, we are expecting that it's going to be a downward movement. And when it's crossing or just like closing, we are expecting it's going to be an upward movement. And in this case, the first bet, all correct. The first profit that we are having, and already more than 1,000, like 1,500 of our balance, and we are proceeding next. So with the second bet, I am just raising the bet that I'm having, and it's going to be a downward movement again. So MACD just crossing each other, the lines of MACD on the green line are just below the orange line. With the CCI, it is looking downward. And with the MACD, we have seen that it was the crossing a while ago and the chart was rising. So after this crossing, we are expecting it's going to be a downward movement. So we played for that. I am seeing some green candle, but I do not scared by it, trust me. So what we are actually seeing here, we were correct, and the chart just drastically went down, and all indicators just helped us to understand that, because this chart recently was actually with the volatility situations, the frequency of the fluctuations was rather small. But here, with all this quite difficult strategy, we could make it, and we could predict that this is gonna be a downward movement, and we are right. So here, what are your thoughts about that? I am making And the first, just the first impression, the first side of this chart, and even without all indicators, just like my feelings was, we're gonna get for a downward movement. But actually, we are seeing now here the green candle, but we don't play with that. And together with the ADX, these red or orange lines, they are actually just going so straight. With the MACD, we are not seeing any crossing. We just were seeing it a while ago. But actually with this chart, it's a little bit tricky because the candles are small. And let's wait how it's gonna be for us. And after we talk about why we made this decision. So 2 bets, and seems like 2 of them are gonna be profitable for us. And look at ADX now. So we are actually seeing that they are started to go far away from it, and that actually was a prediction of ours, because if you are just following all these movements of these 2 lines, there were actually a signs of these are gonna be getting more far from it. And plus the Keltner channel were also just doubling this impression, and the whole chart, sometimes the whole feeling is telling you we are getting downward, and we wait for that. So let's proceed next. Again, let's start from above. The Keltner channel, actually not very informative, quite stable, quite not understandable. MACD, seems it's gonna be the crossing, and you remember about the MACD, if it is about to cross or to be crossed, it is the changing of the movement, and especially when the green line are gonna be below the orange line, means we are going downward. With the CCI, it actually showing us upward, so not that perfect. And with the ADX, it is getting far and far and far, and as you remember, I told you it's gonna be a downward movement in that case. Let's wait. And 4 bets of mine, and results are gonna be profitable for us too here. A little bit complicated also with the strategies, but I love it. And sometimes, I'm having all this as a profit, and I'm quite glad. And sometimes I'm trying to find, the perfect situation with all of that is visible. I am in the beginning of the trend, and it's quite safe. And it's not like I'm not showing that situation sometimes, because sometimes there's no situations like that. And I am choosing any situation or a more complicated situation just to show you that it may work even in this not such simple, market situation. So here, pay attention to the Keltner channel. It is getting smaller. It is getting with these upper green lines smaller, and it may go down. And with the MACD green line below the orange line, with the CCI here, it is just doubling the impression, and with the ADX lines are more far from each other, downward movement. And I honestly feel like in this strategy until the last bet I made it perfectly clear, and I'm actually happy for that. And so I made just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bets with the full bank. I have like a 50, 100 left, and I'm seeing some green lines, but it's not gonna work out. Yep. It is just all perfectly fine. We are still falling. It may be a little bit too late if we were just, maybe 10 or 20 seconds later, but it actually, because we are now seeing that the ADX line started to cross each other, but we were correct. And also, I want to tell you about the signals that I'm giving, that I'm giving free signals. You need to be right on time. You need to be like in the 50 seconds period if you want to follow the signals and make the trade, because sometimes you are losing because you're too late. Even 20 seconds is a lot for the market. So be attentive and be attentive with that. And it's done, and I'm actually satisfied how it's done, and it was the perfect trading. And again, some of you may notice that I am more I'm more predictable, and I'm more perfectly working on a downward movement sometimes, because I actually noticed that many strategies are perfectly made for this downward movement prediction. So, and this strategy was the only one. So any feedback, I want to know what you think. I want to know what are your problems. I want to know what are your struggles. I don't know, anything like that. You know that you can find all the links below the video or in my bio. Just text me, give me your thoughts, opinions, and anything like that. And stay tuned.